So I'm here with Matz Skoog. Matz is a member of our Arts and Culture Network group on LinkedIn. We currently have over 13,000 members now, which is great. And Matz has been to some of our recent random speed networking events, and a former professional dancer, a former artistic director in national ballet companies, and now a really in-demand performance coach for creatives. I thought we'd give Matz the top 10 challenge. So this is the My Arts and Culture Hot Top 10. I'll be giving Matz 10 categories, and he's going to effectively illustrate what drives him and fascinates him and makes him passionate about the arts and culture sector in his answers. And he may choose to qualify them and give the reasons. Are you ready to go, Matz?
Right, yes, of course. Well, yes. Am I? I'm not sure, but let's go anyway.
You're not alone. Everybody says the same thing. It's like, this is like karaoke. You hate it before you start, and then nobody can stop you afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So my first category for you, and this is favorites, and ideally favorites that are recently discovered. So the first category is art form.
My favorite art form. Having been a dancer, you would expect me to say dance, and I do love it. But actually drawing, when I go, if I want to choose to go and see something on the exhibition, I love drawing more than painting.
Wow, love that. Next one is national culture. So if you had to live in a country other than the one of your birth or where you currently live, for reasons of their culture, which country attracts you most?
I had a brief experience of living in Italy many years, about 30 years ago. I was there for about 6 months, and I think Italy would be the country I would choose because of the language and the culture and the depth of history, of course, that is in that nation.
Yeah, and their artistic heritage as well.
Indeed, indeed.
And if I had to ask you to choose your favorite music genre, and perhaps even an artist or a group, what's on your Spotify hot list?
I listen to quite a lot of sort of cool jazz. My dad was a jazz musician, so maybe that's why, but sort of Robert Coltrane kind of type, cool, that era. So I think that's probably where I would be.
Great, love that. And do you have a favorite visual artist?
That's a tough one. It would probably be somewhere in the sort of Renaissance era. I can't think of an individual that I would say, yes, that's it. But one of the great Renaissance artists, without doubt.
Okay. I'll dig into those.
Okay.
And what is your favorite building on the planet?
Favorite building? Wow. There is a place which is just off Regent's Park that I used to visit from time to time when I lived up in that area many years ago. It was like the atrium or something like that it was called. It was an interesting building that you, from the outside, you wouldn't know it was there, and you went inside and you came into this fantastic atrium and rotonda. I'm trying to recall what the name of the building is now, but I cannot do that.
We'll dig it out and put it in the chat below.
Okay.
But anybody listening to this will probably already be looking on Google to try and find that. But that's great. And do you have a favorite author or writer?
There is a Swedish writer who I read everything of early on in my life, which his Swedish name is Stig Claesson, or he writes under the name of Slas in Swedish. He is no more, but he's a writer whom I have a great affection for. And of course, it's one way for me to also to keep a connection back to Sweden, which is my home country. Although I've lived out of Sweden for many more years than I've lived in Sweden.
Is that the author of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
No, not at all. Although I do enjoy those books as well. They were great, actually, great thrillers. I do like a good thriller, I must say.
Yeah. Okay, I mixed the two up. Okay, and given your backstory in dance, do you have a favorite dancer or a group?
Well, a group or a company, I would say, which would be Netherlands Dance Theatre, which I danced with, by the way. I was a member of that company in the early 1980s, briefly. But the reason I value that company particularly is because they combine being traditionally and classically trained with innovative and new invention and work. So you get the best. It's not just being contemporary dance for the sake of being new, but it's also of great quality and great artistic integrity. So Netherlands Dance Theatre is located in The Hague in Holland.
Okay, I'm going to go and check them out. Absolutely. And do you have a favorite theatre play or show or musical?
Oh, you put me on the spot here.
That's half the fun, putting you on the spot. Your replies are instinctive, and they often tell us more.
Yeah. I'm gone absolutely blank. I'm not a frequent theatre goer. I mean, when it comes to straight drama, although I always love it when I go, and I always think I should do this more often.
Would it be Shakespeare or a modern play?
No. It would be probably one of the sort of Russian classics, Chekhov or something, or Ibsen. Ibsen.
Yeah. Okay. I heard recently that Britons are described as a nation of culturally aware non-attenders. so, which is probably not far from the truth. I think we're blessed with so much choice here, and with this kind of leveling up process, I'm hoping that choice will spread around the country. And there are some cultural hotspots, as we know, around the UK. It's not just in the West End, but we're all pretty culturally aware, but we just don't go very often. But when we do, we love it. And as you say, we tell ourselves we should go more often. Okay, nearly there. Do you have a favorite movie?
Well, I have a favorite genre of movie, and I often thought, if I was ever on Desert Island, this film was asked about my luxury, what would it be? And I think it would be a box set of Bond movies. I love a good Bond movie.
I love a good Bond movie. Are you so well familiar that you could name them all in sequence? I couldn't.
Not like that at all. No.
That's great. Yeah, I love a good Bond movie. And do you have a recent discovery in the arts and culture world that you'd like to share with me?
A recent discovery.
Something that perhaps somebody suggested you look at, read, watch, listen to.
Yes, a book which my youngest son bought me for Christmas. A German writer. He was the one who wrote the Budapest Hotel, the movie script.
Oh yes.
What's his name? Stefan Zweig.
That's is that the Grand Budapest Hotel?
The Grand Budapest Hotel. He wrote the novella that movie is based on. He's the writer of that.
I love that movie. Is that Ranulph Fiennes starring in that? I can't remember.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie. Okay, so I'm sure people can work out who that was, but that I've never read the book. I've only ever seen the movie. Okay, so that's great. You've done all 10. You've passed the 10. If you could only choose one of those to take to your fictitious desert island, which would it be to keep you in touch with the arts and culture world on a desert island with one of those things?
I think it would probably be a book of drawings, of great drawings. Okay,
so you've gone for the visual medium for the reminders there.
Good. Anything from, as I said, the great Renaissance, the skill of the Renaissance artist, to some like Steinberg, for instance, who is the cartoonist from New Yorker, he was cartoonist there for many years. I love I've got all the books of Steinberg's cartoons and drawings, by the way. Love them.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That was great. Thank you very much. I love doing this because I now feel as though I've spent weeks with you discussing your favorite art forms, and we managed to do it in just 10 minutes. That's great. Matz, I look forward to seeing you on our future events, and thank you so much for doing this.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.